Hi, it's Megan, and I wanted to do a review for the Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palette. It comes in a box like this. Eyeshadows on the back. It comes with a cute little booklet like this, which basically you open it up and it shows you some looks, upside down, some looks that you can do with the shadows. And it comes in a cute little tin that looks like a chocolate bar. You open it up, it has an overlay sheet with the colors on it, and it does smell a little bit like chocolate. I'm used to the chocolate smell from Too Faced from the bronzers that they have. It's upside down, so it looks like that. It's got a mirror. And so it's got mostly kind of this size shades. What I really like is some of the more neutral base shades are larger, which those are the ones I use up first, so that's hugely wonderful. Was a little hesitant to buy this because one of my favorite things of the year was A Few of My Favorite Things, the Too Faced palette, which has on one side the bronzer and blush, but then it has these eyeshadows. And if you look, especially online where you can't see kind of the differences in undertones and whatnot, if you look at the shadows, I'm not convinced that they're that different. And so I was very hesitant to buy these. A Few of My Favorite Things perhaps has, I would say, maybe more types of shades. It's a more versatile palette. This is really a more neutral palette. This one has the greens and the blues and kind of the dramatic blacks, this really sparkly shades. This one only has a few mattes. It's mostly kind of sparkly, but it's definitely less sparkly and much more neutral. So when I did the outdoor swatches, because I like doing outdoor swatches so you can see how the colors look not inside but actually outside, you'll see that there were two shades at the end of the day I thought really were almost exact dupes. And that was Triple Fudge, kind of this dark brown, and then the Cherry Cordial, which is kind of a burgundy. Other than that, I found actually the shades were really like, this was like an extended palette from the Few of My Favorite Things. Oh god, look what I did with my hands. I must have touched something. It was like an extended palette. It was a lot of the similar families and gradations of the same shades, but a lot of the shades, even though they looked very similar inside or online in the palettes, once I took them outside or swatched them on my hands or put them on my eyes, they were actually quite different, especially in the undertones. So once I took it outside and saw how different these glistened in the light, I decided to keep this since I really like what Too Faced did concept-wise and color-wise with these types of things. I think they really just blew it out of the ballpark when it came to these two palettes. So the first color right here, Gilded Ganache, it's a dark chocolate brown, kind of with caramel undertones, warm. And then it's got kind of a bronze shimmer, maybe slightly yellow. White chocolate, I love these types of shades. This one is a matte. It's kind of pale beige bone, but it's very warm toned. Then is Milk Chocolate, and so I'm going to show you that one. And pull this. Looks a lot like chocolate milk, but actually the undertones are very different. So Milk Chocolate is very much, it's like a really soft brown, but a very different soft brown from the other one. It's like a, look at the swatch, you can see. It's a really versatile, amazing color. Very classic brown. The Black Forest Truffle is like a burgundy brown. And then it has a lot of sparkle. This one of the more shimmery shades. And they're kind of a burgundy and bronze sparkle in it. Triple Fudge right there is the one that I said to me looked almost exactly the same as the one in the Few of My Favorite Things. It's a deep dark brown. It's kind of a neutral, maybe slightly warm shade. Then Salted Caramel, which is also warm toned. This palette's quite warm toned. It's a medium orange and it has hints of brown in it, and this is one of the matte shades. Then comes Marzipan. It's like a peachy orange, again warm, frosted, almost metallic. I'm not a big metallic fan, but it's not super metallic, just a little bit. Semi-sweet, medium dark brown, and it has kind of reddish, but again warm tones, undertones, and it's a matte. Strawberry Bonbon is cool toned, light medium pink, and it's a matte. So I guess there are more mattes than I was thinking now that I'm looking at my list here of my notes. Candy Violet. Okay, this one is, it's kind of a smoky violet, but it's muted. It's more of a cooler tone than a lot of the others, and it does have that kind of shimmer, multicolored shimmer to it. It's not super deeply pigmented, but I like the way Too Faced does colors like that. I don't really like colors that are like bright and too deeply pigmented, so I really liked it, but it's definitely not super purple. It's more super muted purple. Amaretto is, again, another warm toned shade. It's like a medium dark brown, and it's got kind of a sheen to it, a little bit frosty, It's a reddish, so these two kind of reddish burgundy. This one's more kind of coppery, this one's more red. Then over here is Hazelnut. That's kind of medium dark bronze, golden bronze, and it's kind of slightly frosty with a little bit of sheen. Then we have Creme Brulee. This is a dark gold, and it's got, again, a warmer undertone. Most of these are warmer, and it's a slightly metallic finish. Not super metallic, just slightly shimmery metallic-y. Haute Chocolate, which is a muted dark chocolate brown. Again, warm, red undertones, slightly shimmery, frosty. This right here is Cherry Cordial. This is a plum brown, and this is one of the two that I thought was almost an exact dupe for something in the few of my favorite things. And so it's got flecks of sparkle, and it does have like a matte base with sparklies in it, so it's not a full shimmer, but it's there. And then the last one is Champagne Truffle. This one is kind of interesting. There was a shade almost exactly like it in a few of my favorite things, but I thought that one was a lot more pink tone. This one does have a slight pink to it, but it's a little bit more of a golden undertone, slightly metallic, a good neutral. All of these are, oh, I got all kinds of black in that one. Let me wipe that away and then show it to you again. I don't know how I did that, but I seem to have smeared all my shadows together. So this is what it looks like. Again, kind of a mix of shimmers, metallics, mattes, very neutral, very blendable. The shadows are really soft. Too Faced has great quality on their shadows, and I found these all were incredibly blendable, and if you really wanted to build up the pigmentation, you could, as much as they were neutral. I tend to blend a little bit more. So what I did on my eyes is I took this one, the Milk Chocolate, and it's a matte. I put it in the inner crease partway, and then I wanted to use this shade right here, the Amaretto, and I put that under the eyes like this, and then I put it on the outer half of the lid and into the crease. My fingers are so icky, I may get color everywhere. And then I took the shimmery color because I just thought it was so interesting, and I put that up right here under the eyebrow, and I put a little tiny bit in the inner corner, not a lot. And then I took this one right here, which is the Black Forest Truffle, because I just thought that was a cool color, and I lined on the upper lid just a thin line. I wet my brush a little bit, and then I put just a tiny bit in the crease to kind of, I want to get it away from the lips because I think the lips are kind of too bright for the eyes, but I'll explain that in a minute. So that's what the eyes look like. Just a very kind of a, not exactly fully smoky brown look, but you could darken it or lighten it to make it a little bit more neutral, a little bit more natural. This is kind of an in-between look. And I do have an eyeshadow primer on. With the eyeshadow primers, those shadows will start fading, but they last on me a good 9 or 10 hours. And I just love how Too Faced did the shades on these. I think they're gorgeous. I'm thrilled with the palette, and I'm really glad that I added it to my few of my favorite things, because I think this year with these two palettes, they just outdid themselves. Probably my favorite Too Faced products ever. I absolutely love them. And I do like the tin. I like the chocolate. I don't really smell it that strongly, but I see that it's there. I can smell it, but I'm not that sensitive to it. The reason why I did the bright lip is just because this is Jelly Bean, and this is one of the new cream lip colors that they have, and I just wanted you to see it since it's part of the new collection. So please subscribe on YouTube, comments or thoughts on the video. If you have it, I would love to hear feedback or suggestions for other videos. I also do videos for my book, Get Your Child to the Top, a child-focused education book, and I think that's it. Thanks.